Hello student, this is third lecture of mathematical logic. Today's subtopics are quantifiers, quantified statements, duality, negation of compound statements. Okay, so we start our lecture. First is quantifiers. What is quantifiers? Quantifiers are the phrase which are used for all or there exist. Okay, these are nothing but the symbols. Quantifiers are nothing but the symbols. Now there are two types of quantifiers. First is universal quantifier. See, universal quantifier, the name suggests it for all. Okay, so this is used for all object and this is the notation for this. Or you can say for every also. This is used for every. Okay, so this is a universal quantifier. Second one is existential quantifier. Okay, so existential quantifier is used for there exist or the words few, some. Okay, so this is a existential quantifier and this is the notation for existential quantifier. This is, you can say this is the mirror image of E. Okay, now next, this universal quantifier is true if, see, if all objects satisfy the given condition. If all objects satisfy the given condition, then it is true. If at least one object does not satisfy the condition, then it is false. Okay. Next, existential quantifier is true if at least one object satisfy the condition. Okay, this is true when at least one object satisfy the condition, and it is false if no object satisfy the condition. So, how to remember this? Quantifier are nothing but the symbols. First is used for universal quantifier, for all, for every. Okay, and this is the notation. And second is existential quantifier for the words there exist, some, few. Okay, now next we solve some examples on this. If A is given, which is the set having elements 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Determine the truth value of each of the following. First one, there exists x belongs to A such that x minus 8 equals to 1. So we have to check whether any element of this A satisfy this equation. First we check whether 3 will satisfy this. No, 3 is not satisfy this equation. 5 also not satisfied. 7 also not satisfy the equation. And if we check this, 9 minus 8 equals to 1 is satisfied. So this x is equals to 9 satisfy the given equation. Therefore we write x equals to 9 belongs to A satisfies the equation. Therefore the given statement is true. Okay, because there exists at least one, so we got x equals to 9 which satisfy the equation. Hence its truth value is t. Okay, so this is simple example. Next example, see, for every x belongs to A, x is such that x square is negative. So this is the condition. Now we have to check whether any element of A satisfy this equation. If you check this, there is no element in set A which satisfy this equation. So we write, since for all elements of A, x square is greater than 0, that means square of every element is positive. There is no element which has negative square. So the given statement is false and its truth value is f. Now next, duality. If two statements contain logical connectives like or and T and C. T and C means, this is T means tautology and C means contradiction. Okay, then they are said to be dual of each other if one of them is obtained from by interchanging. You have to remember this. We have to interchange or by and T with C. So what we have to do in duality, interchange or by and by or, T by C, C by T. Okay, so you have to remember this. So we solve some example. See, first write the dual of each of the following. First is this. So we directly write dual is. So what is this? P. This P, as and is there, so we replace it by or. Q, as or is there, so we replace this by and. So this is the dual of the given statement. Next, so we solve this. Directly write dual negation of P and Q or negation R or S. Just interchange and or. Next, as C is there, so we have to write T. Okay, C is replaced by T, or is replaced by and, P as it is, or Q and R. Okay, next one, P or Q is there, so we write P and Q, and is there, so we write or. Instead of T, we write C. Next one, P or negation Q and P or Q and negation R. So this is the dual. This can be asked for 1 marks. Next, negation of conjunction. So what will happen if we apply negation to conjunction? Conjunction means and. Okay, so if we apply negation to conjunction, we apply negation to both. Okay, and this and will be or. So what we will get? Negation of P and Q will be negation of P or negation Q. Okay, we can check this by truth table also. If we write the truth table of this, so what we get? See, left hand side is negation of P and Q, which is this, and right hand side is nothing but negation P or negation Q, which is this column. Okay, if you check, this is FTTT and this is also FTTT. So both are identical, so this verifies the equivalence. So you have to remember this. Next, negation of disjunction. So what will happen if we apply negation to disjunction? See, negation of P or Q is equivalent to apply the negation and change or to and. Okay, so these are called De Morgan's law. These two are called De Morgan's law, and you have to remember this too. Okay, the next one is negation of conditional. So what will happen if we apply negation to a conditional statement, which is negation of negation of P implies Q is equivalent to P and negation Q. Okay, we get this. So we can prove this by using table, truth table. If you see what is LHS, LHS is negation of P implies Q, which is this column, and RHS is 6th column. If you check the truth values, they are identical. Okay, so this proves the laws. Okay, next is negation of biconditional. So negation of biconditional, that is negation of P double implies Q, is equivalent to P and negation Q or Q and negation P. So you have to remember these laws. So these are the laws which are very important. So we solve some example. First is write the negation of the following statement. Okay, so we have to write this in first symbolic form. So P as x plus 8 is greater than 11 and statement Q as y minus 3 equals to 6. So what is the symbolic form? Symbolic form is as OR is used, so P or Q. Okay, now what will be its negation? We have to find its negation. So its negation is, so therefore its negation is, now negation of P or Q. We have to take negation of this. Okay, so negation of P or Q. Now remember, do you remember the De Morgan's law? So what will happen to this? This will be negation of P or will change to and negation Q. Okay, so this will be the negation, but we have to write this in this form. Okay, so what will be the negation of P? Negation of this is x plus 8 is less than or equals to 11 and negation of Q is y minus 3 not equals to 6. Okay, so this is the first example. If you check the second one, see, quadrilateral is a square if and only if. Now biconditional is used if and only if it is a rhombus. Now you know how to write this in symbolic form. We take this as statement P, this as statement Q. Okay, see, and the given statement is P double implies Q and its negation is this, P and negation Q or Q and negation P. So just we have to write this by using these statements. So P, as it is quadrilateral, is a square and negation Q is quadrilateral is not, that is it is not rhombus, or quadrilateral is rhombus and it is not a square. Okay, next write the negation of the following. So now see, these are the quantifiers and we have to write the negation of it. So directly write its negation is, what will be its negation? As for all is used, so we use there exists n belongs to n such that n plus 7 as there is greater than, so we write less than or equals to 6. Okay, next its negation. Now you can say what will be its negation. Its negation will be, as there exists, this is the quantifier, so we replace this by for all x belongs to n such that x minus 17, now this is less than 20, so we write greater than or equals to 20. Okay, this is very simple. Next, all students of this college live in the hostel. So we have to write its negation. So replace this all by some some students of this college do not live in the hostel. Okay, this will be the negation. Now, this is a very important part. From implication, that is P implies Q, we can obtain three implications, okay, which is converse, inverse, contrapositive. Okay, so what will be converse? This is given, P implies Q, this statement is given, so we have to write converse. Its converse will be Q implies P. Just reverse this. Okay, as P implies Q is given, so we write its converse Q implies P. Q implies P is the converse of P implies Q. Next, what will be the inverse? Inverse is just apply the negation to the original statement. Negation P implies negation Q. It's called the inverse of P implies Q. Next is contrapositive. Now what is this? This is negation Q implies negation P. Now if you see this, write here negation, converse. Okay, you will get the contrapositive. So this is converse, inverse and contrapositive. Okay, so what will be the example? Next, write converse, inverse and contrapositive of the following statement. Okay, so this is example. So what will be P statement? X is less than Y. Q statement, X square is less than Y square. So this is given. So given statement is P implies Q. Now we have to write converse. Converse is, what is converse? Just interchange this. Q implies P. Okay, what will be inverse? What will be inverse? Negation P implies negation Q. And what will be contrapositive? Okay, contrapositive will be negation Q implies negation P. Okay, now this is the symbolic form. Now we have to write them in this form. Okay, so Q implies P is if X square is less than Y square, then X is less than Y. This is converse. Okay, so you have to write in this form also. Next, inverse, negation P. If negation of this, it's very simple. X is greater than or equals to Y, then negation of Q, that is X square is greater than or equals to Y square. This is inverse. Now what is contrapositive? Negation Q implies negation P. That is, if X square is greater than or equals to Y square, then X is greater than or equals to Y. So this is very simple example. So this can be asked for 3 marks, 1 marks for each. Okay, so you have to write both in this and in words also. Next example, same title, write converse, inverse and contrapositive of the following statement. If surface area decreases, then pressure increases. Okay, so let P be the statement, surface area decreases, and Q be the statement, pressure increases. Now given statement is P implies Q. What will be converse? Q implies P. So you have to write if pressure increases, then surface area decreases. Okay, so we write this. Next, inverse, negation P implies negation Q. Okay, so negation of P, surface area does not decreases, then See, if surface area does not decrease, then pressure does not increase. Negation of Q. Same contrapositive, negation Q implies negation P. Now reverse this. If pressure does not increase, then surface area does not increase. So this is very simple. This is very important. Okay. Thank you.